How many giant inflatables can I fit in my display this year? Welcome back, everybody. There is always room for one more giant inflatable, and today we're taking a look at the Haunted Hills Farms, which is now Fraser Farms, giant black cat. It's 20 feet tall. We've reviewed a few of their products recently, in fact, in my last video, and we didn't have too much luck with some of them. So I'm kind of hopeful that this is going to work well for us as a focal point at the end of the driveway. You may remember our 25-foot giant inflatable pumpkin is going to be at this end of the driveway down here. So we're gonna have that focal point as we come down, but what's gonna draw them in? That's gonna be this guy up there. Let's head up and take a look. So this actually wasn't the cat that I'd intended to put up here. The one that I really wanted to buy first was the at-home cat that you may remember. It was very voluminous. I really liked the look of it. It was fun. But by the time I went to buy it, it was out of stock. So this was my second choice cat, and I kind of liked it a little bit better because he's so much bigger. He's 20 feet tall. Hopefully, you know, in our Amazon purchasing in the past, we haven't had exact luck with the right sizes that are listed on the pages. So we're gonna see if this is accurate, but it's supposed to be 20 feet tall, 18 or so feet wide, and a couple of feet deep. So I'm hoping it's gonna fit in this area. We've got a lot of trees that overhang here, but I think if we could get it positioned right, it's gonna work great as that archway for people coming through. And it's gonna kind of shield our giant pumpkin down at the end of the driveway to give them that opening surprise as they walk through. Let's go ahead and get this box open and see what it looks like. So inside our box, we have another box. And inside our second box, we have a protective bag. I actually like the idea of the bags. It's easier to store, in my opinion, than the boxes. I mean, the boxes stack nicely, but really, it's hard to stuff them in. Sometimes the lid doesn't close. Makes it kind of difficult. With these, you can just stuff them in the bag, label it, and make a big pile of them. We have some giant yellow stakes. We're probably gonna need those. Some instructions, the Haunted Hill catalog, and let's see if there's anything we need to know. Just kidding, we're not gonna look at those. All right, let's pull out, oh, there's also a bunch of rope, a little bit heavier duty than the smaller ones, the smaller inflatables. The first thing I noticed is we have a bigger than usual fan. So it's not quite as big as our 25-foot pumpkin inflatable, but it's a good size for a larger inflatable. Let's go ahead and unfurl this. I've got him laid out here roughly where he needs to be. I think we're gonna have to do some positioning or repositioning once he's inflated. Let's go ahead and plug him in and see what happens.
My kitty cat, my kitty cat. She is my best buddy. Meow. My kitty cat, my kitty cat. She's even friendly with the rats. Meow.
All right, so what do you think? We've got it inflated. I was a little worried if I would be able to walk under it or not, but clearly there's plenty of room to do that. Right now it's shielding me from the rain that's starting. So we are going to let the rain subside just a little bit and come back and take a closer look in a few minutes. The rain is not letting up, but that's the great thing about decorating with inflatables. They're waterproof. And on Halloween, you never know what kind of weather you're gonna run into. If you have all of your animatronics out in the yard, you gotta worry about them getting wet. I do have an assortment of animatronics I'm gonna work into the display, but they don't go out until the last minute. These things can go out much earlier in the season, so I like that. Now, a couple of my first impressions. Again, I like the height, but I'm a little concerned. Is it 20 feet tall? Let's take a look. All right, so according to our production assistant, Tom, over there, right here is 10 feet to the top, which means it should be 10 feet from here to the bottom, which it's clearly not, even though I lost it. It was somewhere about here. I'm 6'4", so what could that be, like 7, 8 feet at the most? So that is not 20 feet tall. Once again, Amazon, I'm a little disappointed. But overall, I do like the look of it, and I do especially like the fact that I can walk underneath it. I am impressed with the stability of the cat. I mean, he does have the 4 legs. Not sure that one's quite sitting on the ground as it is, but it's probably because of the sloped driveway. But I don't have him tethered at the moment, and he is standing pretty well by himself. Of course, you never know with that gusty wind that's going to come along, he'll probably blow over, so you're definitely going to want to tether him down. And I'm going to do that toward the ends of the driveway, so he's a bit more secure. But I'm very impressed about the way he stands right now. I probably would have liked to put some rocks in his feet just to keep him right where I want him. But I did notice that there is only one zipper that I could find. There might be more, it's kind of hard to see. But there's only one zipper in 1 foot. So that's going to make putting a rock in each foot kind of difficult. It also makes deflation take a little bit longer, so I would have liked to see a couple more zippers. The face has got a little bit of a weird shape going on here. Let's bring the camera in and we'll take a closer look. The cat does have a very expressive face. I'm going to call him a he. He's a he to me. I love this angry look of this cat. Not too happy with the multicolored nose. It doesn't look very nose-like in my opinion. Love the yellow and green eyes and this mouth that has fangs and sharp little crooked teeth off the bottom. So that mouth is what kind of bothers me with the shape of the head. It is very flat on one side and that jaw sticks out strangely. But really, you're only going to see it from that angle for just a moment. If you look up, you'll see the tail that sticks high in the sky. It's yellow and purple. Very nice Halloween colors. I'm not thrilled with the color of the fan. I wish that were black just to hide it a little bit more. They also could have put that fan on the other leg to be a little farther off on the side and less in your face. Let's take a look at the opposite side of the cat. Over here you can tell it is a cat, but you don't see any of the face. So it is a bit one-sided. One other thing we're going to want to note is that blower is kind of loud. So I think you're going to want to have some extra music about, or maybe some cat sounds, some screeching. That would be fantastic. But you definitely can hear that fan from pretty far away. You can also see that there are some lights inside. I think there's at least 6 or 7 that I can count so far. It looks like they spread across the top of the cat. Not sure how that's going to look at night. You know, these black inflatables are kind of hard to see when it gets dark. You lose a lot of the features because of that really dark colored fabric. But you know what we're going to have to do next? We're going to have to wait for it to get a little bit darker so we can see what it looks like at night. Here in the dark, it is rather hard to see the inflatable at night. The lighting within it is very dim, and without the external light, you lose most of the features. You can pretty much see the tail because of the bright colors in it, and maybe a hint of the face. If I turn off all of the outside lights, I'm not sure the camera's going to pick it up, but you can kind of see that face coming through, just barely. And then, of course, you get the silhouette of the cat with the little bit of light that's inside of it. So that in itself is a little bit creepy, but you're not going to really get any sort of wow factor with that at night, which is what you want in a big inflatable like this. But let me go ahead and turn off the lights and we'll take a look. There you go. I think at night, if you had it on the side where you're walking past it, in the darkness, it is kind of creepy, and you lose a lot of the inflatable look of it. It just kind of looks like a creepy something there in the shadows. So in that sense, I think it works okay. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Before we go, I did want to say a special thank you to all the patrons who help support the channel. If you're interested in joining our Fright Club, be sure to check out a link to my Patreon page in the description below. That's going to do it for today. So thanks for watching, everyone. Till next time, take care and happy haunting.
My kitty cat, my kitty cat. She's even friendly. Meow. She's even friendly. Meow. She's even friendly with the rats. Meow.
Come here. Come here. Did you come in our garage?